Okay. Okay. Hey, you guys, it's your girl, Courtney Ewing. I am a trichologist. I study the hair and scalp. And this video, we're going live, Hair Talk Tuesdays. I am going to start having a topic that we're going to talk about. And so today's topic is hair tools and why I became a trichologist. And so, first, I'll talk a little bit about myself. I am a wife and a mother of 6, a business owner. So there's a lot going on in this head. So I have notes to make sure I hit everything that I want to hit. And that's a little bit about myself. And we're going to start talking about hair tools. My tools is dirty. So can y'all see that? I'm shaking because I'm nervous as ever, y'all. I call this a rat tail comb. If you call it something different, let me know. Is this harmful to your hair or is this okay for your hair? Okay, so I'm just going to answer. It's harmful. I have it because I use it to part. If you're using it to part, you're good. A rat tail comb. This is what I call it. If you call it something different, let me know. This is a rat tail comb. If you're combing your hair out, let me rephrase. If you have natural hair and you're combing your hair out with this, you are creating breakage and you're pulling your hair out. Our hair is way too curly in its natural state to make it through these fine spaces. So if you have natural hair, do not use this to comb your hair out. Use it to part. Now, if you have like a perm or a silk press, then this isn't too bad because your hair is straight. It can make it through, and you still start from the bottom. Start from the bottom and work your way up. And these are two different brushes. This is a softer brush. This brush is really hard. Are brushes healthy or not healthy to hair? They are technically not healthy. Don't shoot the messenger. Let me explain why. So these bristles, and again, our hair is extremely curly, extremely curly. So these bristles will create friction. I used to not own a brush. And so I got these. This one, my kids use for their dolls and stuff. I vaguely use this one because this one is too hard. Look at this. That's not okay. That is not okay. Should no brush be this hard? I wouldn't use this at all. This is completely unhealthy. This is going to scrape your scalp. Maybe you have abrasions, then infection can get in. Look at that. I'm a little red because that kind of hurt. This one is softer. It's more hair friendly. But again, if we're talking about healthy hair habits, of course, as a kid, young adult, these things aren't, they're not going to really do damage to the hair because, we're young. Our hormones is like rapidly doing everything. But at a certain point in time, as we get older, you'll start to see the effects of these things. So again, this is way softer. I can bend it without hurting my fingers. Still unhealthy, but manageable, especially on younger heads. These bristles aren't going anywhere, and it's dirty because my kids play with it with their doll's hair. See that? Too hard. What should you use to detangle? Big tooth comb. And you want to start from the bottom and work your way up. If you start detangling your hair and you're like this, detangling, you're creating breakage and you're damaging your hair. You're creating split ends. Don't do that. Start from the ends and work your way up. Or if you want, you can finger detangle first. Take your fingers and just roll it between your hair. You catch a knot, use both hands, get it out, work it all the way to the bottom. Some of those little fairy knots, those I would just cut out. That's what I did when I had my natural hair. But you finger detangle, catch something, you want to take both hands. You don't want to just pull it out because you're creating damage. Just work it down to the. So with my locks, I want to keep my ends curly. So every once in a while, I just pull the curls apart. And so that's kind of like detangling. But when I catch a knot, you just want to be really gentle with it until it comes out. Then the unbrush. Oh, hey, Lay. Take notes away. But yeah, the unbrush, this is a good brush. At first, I thought people on TikTok were just hyping it up because they want their commission. If you have a tender-headed child, if you are tender-headed, if you don't like detangling at all, you just want to get through it with an ease, no pain, you still got to use it right. You can't start from up here and just start brushing down. You have to start at your ends and work your way up. But this brush makes it a lot easier and hassle-free and pain-free for those who are tender-headed. The unbrush. I got mine from TikTok. You probably can get it someplace else. I don't know. We talked about the rat tail comb. Oh, okay. This is my blow dryer. Good or not good? Okay, so technically it is not good. You can do heat protectants and you can minimize the damage that happens. And some people are good with heat. And this is why you also got to know your hair. Everybody's hair is different. My hair is not playing with heat. It's not playing at all. It's not good with heat. So I don't use a lot of heat. Well, I don't use it at all now, but before I did not use a lot of heat because my hair can't take it. You can use heat protectants. My hair still, it felt some type of way after heat, and that's even on a low setting. I do not recommend ever blow drying your hair on a high heat. It could cause bubbles in the hair, and then those bubbles can eventually burst. And now you got crazy damage happening with that if that happens. So if you're gonna do a blow dryer, low heat or cool, make sure you use a heat protectant. If you really bout that life, don't use no heat. But then again, know your hair. Because some people can do heat and it doesn't bother their hair at all. So you definitely have to know your hair. Okay. And then I wanted to talk about, now we talked about the tools. These are all the tools that I have to show. Oh, there was one more. Oh, I almost lost it because it's so tiny. So it's all, y'all can tell I went through a lot to find this and that I don't really use these. Look at this old crusty old rubber band. That is so funny. I went through a lot to find this. And if you feel it, it's done. If you use it, it'll break. Are rubber bands healthy or see it just broke? Are rubber bands healthy or not healthy? They are not healthy. They are terrible. They break your hair out. Your hair, I don't know how it happens, but your hair just knots up in these and you're pulling your hair out. Is there a healthier way to use them? Yes. If you're going to use rubber bands, whatever you're using, put oil. Get you some oil, drop some oil on it, let them set in some oil before you use them. And that minimizes the damage, but it still will do damage. Like I said, if you bout that life, don't use them at all. And if anybody has questions, feel free to throw them out there and gain clarity. I also wanted to talk about how to properly moisturize your hair. So if you're dealing with dry hair, I got the antidote for you. Hold on. What you want to do is moisturize it. And so would you grab oil and oil your hair to fix that dryness? Or would you use something else before? Okay. You will use, you can use, so I use Bloom and Breeze, this is my product, and shout out to me. Um, you want to spray your hair first and you want to dampen it. It doesn't, yep, yep. Make sure you use a liquid first. A liquid first would do a lot of good because here's what happens. My hair's dry. If I put oil on my hair to fix that or a cream right on my hair to fix that, moisturizing cream, if I jump straight to that, I'm going to make my hair more dry. Why? We have hydro bonds in our hair. These hydro bonds are hard. They're hard on the outside of the hair when our hair is dry. When our hair is wet, they're soft. So can you imagine trying to get some moisture into something like that? I don't have, maybe I could spray this. Okay. No, that ain't gonna work. Okay, but something hard if I was to try to get water into this, that's not gonna work. It's just gonna set on top. Dampen your hair, it softens those hydro bonds, then you apply the oil or cream or whatever it is that you're gonna use. And then that moisture is actually able to seep into the hair. If you jump straight to oil, your hair is going to become more dry. I use this, but if I have my water bottle on deck. Keep your water bottle. I have cream mixed with mine, or if I don't have cream, then I mix it with like a deep conditioner, a leave-in deep conditioner, and I shake it and use that. And that's also too for when you're detangling. You do not want to detangle dry hair. Why? The hydro bonds. So when, like I said, those hydro bonds, when they're dry, they're hard. They're hard. And so now think of it as spaghetti. Uncooked spaghetti is like your hair dry, kind of, for this analogy. And if you bend that spaghetti, the uncooked spaghetti, it's going to snap and break. If you pull too much on your hair or just do too much, it's going to snap and break because it's dry. Now, when you dampen your hair first, it's like a cooked spaghetti noodle. When you bend it, it has more flexibility. So now you're eliminating, well, you're not eliminating breakage, but you're like cutting it in half and then some. Because you have more flexibility, your hair can stretch a little more wet, well, not wet, but dampened than it could versus it being dry. So whichever you use, spray your hair first before going in with any oils or creams, moisturizers. And then, oh, I didn't bring that one with me. Let's talk about grease. Don't shoot the messenger. And don't try to take my card either. Grease is a no-no. Blue magic, black magic, if that's a thing for grease, it's a no-no. Why? Because it's too heavy and it's going to clog your pores, which was what that will slow your growth rate. So if your hair is able to grow faster, why not, try to encourage that? Using hair grease is going to clog your pores. And okay, you use it on your kids all the time. Their hair is perfectly fine. You use it. Wait till we get older. You're going to start seeing hair issues. So this is what I'm talking about. Healthy hair habits. If it's not bothering you, okay, I guess do you. But if you start noticing differences, then it's time for you to change up. Use a light oil on your scalp. If you want to use like a heavy cream or anything like that, you want to use it like on the hair shaft. You don't want to use it on your scalp. There's nothing like that's just going to clog your pores. It's not beneficial. I'll say that. I have my phone down here. I'm just constantly checking. Don't think I'm falling asleep. I'm not. And then, how do you know which products to use on your hair? If you feel like your hair is stuck at the same length, or you would say it's not growing, because that's what I thought with my hair issues. And let's go on to why I became a trichologist. So I can remember, for as long as I can remember, I did not have a healthy relationship with my hair. I did not like it. I did not feel confident in it, and I felt it brought me down because it wasn't like my peers. I live in Iowa. But anywho, so yeah, that has been so then it got to the point where I was doing my own hair, and y'all know how we are. We always middle school, we putting it up in that ponytail. Uh Trying to find the right shampoo. Okay, so the shampoo depends on what it is you're trying to achieve. So I would ask, what are you trying to achieve? But yeah, back to the story. Um, Dang, I just lost my spot. But yeah, I had an unhealthy relationship with my hair. And then, middle school girls, we putting it up in that ponytail. We doing that side ponytail. We flat ironing every morning. Just the worst to our hair, the absolute worst. But we didn't know that. So you don't know what you don't know. And so fast forward to around 2015, my hair was so that badly damaged between the quick weaves and the wigs and the braids and the twists and all these things is fine. I don't want to say that they're not good for your hair. It's just there's a certain way to do them, and the way that I was doing them was incorrect. And my hair just became badly damaged to the point there was one day I remember I'm just in my hair in the mirror and I'm just grabbing my hair, handfuls of hair. I did not know what was going on. I just know it was not cool. And I said, you know what? I've had it. I was through with my hair. And that's when I did the big chop. Cut all my hair off immediately. And then I thought about it. If you're doing the big chop, think about it first and then cut it. But I cut all my stuff off immediately. And oh boy, was that a time. There was a lot of tears. There was a lot of regaining of myself, but I got through it. But then after that, that's when I started learning about hair, especially our hair, because it seems like we have a lot of issues, and most of them stem from just not properly taking care of our hair. We don't know what we don't know. But once I learned all of that, and then at the same time, my daughter was pulling her hair out, I'm like, we got to do something. So yeah, I became a trichologist because I know how it feels to have an unhealthy relationship with your hair and how it can make you feel with your confidence and all of that. And I just want to empower our kids and others like me that are adults. Is no age thing, just everybody who is dealing with or was dealing with what I was dealing with, because I know what it feels like. It is not a good thing. It's not a good feeling. And it's just really, we don't know how to properly take care of our hair. That's why I became a trichologist. Okay, but are you, for your shampoo, are you looking to moisturize? Are you looking to hydrate? Are you anti-breakage? Detox? Let me know. And our time is coming to an end. Every time I start these, y'all, I'm super nervous, like extremely nervous. And then when I start them, I'm still nervous, but it's okay. But then it just eases away. But then next week, I'm gonna be doing the same thing. Oh, maybe I should just cancel. Okay. Anti-breakage to keep it growing. You want to retain length. Okay. I feel the only way to retain length is to have a healthy hair care regimen. And so you probably don't even need a shampoo for anti-breakage. If you're doing all the healthy hair habits, the breakage should really be not that bad, just slim to none. And that means just when you're detangling, starting from the bottom, working your way up, you can't get frustrated. And that is, oh, I know that that's hard because sometimes with your hair, it gets frustrating. You, your hair is you, but it's not you. You may like a product. Ooh, it feels good. Ooh, it smells good. But then it won't, your hair is like, girl, no, I'm not doing it. And your hair don't like it. Even though you like the product, you like how it feels, you like how it smells, your hair may not like it. And so definitely if you're using a new product, take notes, detangle from ends to root, um, spraying your hair before oiling it. When you shampoo, don't do all this mess with your hair. Try to keep it, I mean, you're detangling before, so just when you shampoo, you want to focus on the scalp. That's really all you're trying to clean is the scalp. So really focus on the scalp, rub your fingers in the scalp different ways. All this is creating damage because now you got to get it out of that situation. And when your hair is really wet like that, not like you spraying it and dampening it, but when it's wet like that, like wet, it's at its most fragile state. It's that's so you do want to be real easy with it. Just focus on the scalp. When you rinse the scalp, the shampoo that comes down the hair shaft to rinse out, that's enough for the end, for like the hair shaft. That's good enough. You just want to make sure your scalp is good and ready for the to put the moisture and hydration back in. So that's the idea of shampoo. Clean the scalp, and then conditioner puts all the good stuff back in because when you're shampooing, it's going to take some of the good with the bad. So you want to put the good back in. If you're not deep conditioning, I do highly recommend deep conditioning. Put a uh, shower cap on and let that steam just, work within the hair, especially if you have low porosity hair. This means your hair is hard to get moisture. It's like you got to really do some things to get that moisture in there. And rinse it with cool water. This will lock moisture in. So this will leave your hair hydrated for a longer period of time. So then you shouldn't have as much breakage because your hair isn't dry because you have your hair care regimen. So, and then this is how you're going to also learn your hair. I can moisturize every 3 to 4 days. Some people can't do that. Some people, it's every other day because their hair is different. I hope that helped. That was like a lot. Hey, Shonda girl, how you doing, boo? We have 2 minutes left, y'all. Once I get on here, I do be really scared, but once I get on here and y'all start showing up, it's like I'm kicking it with y'all. Welcome to my place. And this actually doesn't have a label yet, but this is a new oil that I have coming out. To those of you who tested it for me and gave me all the good reviews, because of you, this is going on the market. Look at that. Oh my gosh. All that goodness. To me, it smells good. To others, maybe not. It has like a earthy peppermint smell to it and kind of like dirt. but not in a bad way. So it's 7 o'clock, you guys. We will be live again next Tuesday for Hair Talk Tuesdays. Come with your questions and come to learn. Um, if there's a topic that you want to discuss or want me to discuss, go ahead and, air it out. If not, I'll just come up with one that's also interesting. Remember, hair tools. This thing is a no, no. Uh-uh. Remember, not okay. Not okay too hard. Okay. Till next time, you guys, I will. Oh, okay. Okay. So next week, we'll talk about thinning hair. How about that? Until next week, peace.